Hello and welcome to our today's section. As Today I'm gonna have a conversation with trainer Seema, and we are gonna have a great conversation about some sort of topics where most of the learners face the difficulties. And I think last time when I was giving the session, so at that time a learner he was asking a question about the grammar. What is the importance of grammar in spoken English? So today we are gonna discuss some sort of things. Why is it important to learn an accurate grammar when it comes to talk about spoken English as well? So what do you think about it?
Yes, Vikram, you are right to say that grammar is really important when it comes to learning a language because it's a foundation. It's a foundation of any language. So when your foundation is strong, you are going to flourish. Grammar helps us to put our thoughts clearly and confidently. So sometimes it is a demand of our work where we need to put across our thoughts clearly so that we can communicate in an effective way. So there grammar plays a vital role. So yeah, it is important to have good knowledge of grammar.
Absolutely. That's what I think. I'm not saying that you should have a great knowledge about the grammar, you should know all the rules and regulations, something like that. But at least you should have the basic knowledge of the grammar that we specifically use in our day-to-day conversation. And we should learn that kind of thing that we can use in our day-to-day conversation accurately. For instance, we should have the knowledge about tenses because it is the first priority in order to construct sentences. If we don't know how to construct sentences, then we won't be able to speak. So this is really an immaculate thing that we should have the knowledge about the tenses. Specifically, they can learn about present simple that we mostly use in order to describe our general things that we are doing on daily basis. Something that is kind of a habit. In order to describe that, we use present simple. Apart from that, most of the people they face difficulties in describing any situation that they did in the past. Most of the people they face difficulties in past tense. So, what do you think about learning about the tenses? This is the rudimentary thing for spoken English.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Vikram, that learning tenses it's essential. I personally feel that if you know tenses, so your 50 to 60% work is done. Because if I see grammar as a movie, so tense is hero here. Like in a movie, we see a lead actor or actress. So how I see tenses, the tense is a hero in the movie of grammar because most of the time we communicate where we need tenses most. So if you know how to frame the sentences according to the time, like if I want to talk about future, so I need to use the verb form of future. Okay, if I want to present my I want to talk about the past activities, I want to talk about the past things that happened with me. So there also I need the past verb forms. So to sound clear and effective, we need to learn tenses. And as I already said, as you mentioned, that if you have good knowledge of tenses, so yeah, your 50 to 60% work is done. I'm especially talking about spoken part because most of the time we need tenses. Tenses talk about facts, and we always talk about the facts. So that's where we need a good knowledge of tenses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And one more thing that I just want to add here. When you know the
Yeah.
accurate grammar, so somehow this is going to provide you the confidence because sometimes if I think
Yeah.
that I'm not confirmed whether I'm using the correct sentence structure or maybe I'm making any kind of mistake related to vocabulary or any kind of mistake related to not using the accurate parts of the speech of the word. And sometimes we also face the difficulties related to not using some sort of prepositions accurately. And so somehow this is gonna decrease the confidence level of ours. and somehow we face many difficulties. This is gonna affect our fluency as well. Suppose I'm speaking something and I'm having this question in my mind whether I'm using to or I should use into, something like that. So here I'm getting through a problem
Yeah.
related to preposition. I'm walking. Yesterday I went to the park in night or at night. What is correct? Something like that. So here, if you
Yeah.
don't know the accurate grammar that we use in our day-to-day conversation, so somehow this is gonna decrease the confidence level. At the same time, we'll be getting through overthinking or the confusion. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. When we want to speak, but we don't have the accurate word or knowledge of grammar, so we start fumbling, and uh, the listener can understand it. The listener can surmise it easily, so it can affect the negative way. And when you are in a meeting, so where you want to convey your, when you want to express yourself in an effective way, but you are thinking a lot, so it's going to, yes. So having a good knowledge of tenses, preposition, that will help you a lot. And in order to remove, avoid these mistakes, what we can do, we can read, no, we can read storybooks. That will help us a lot. And when we read them, we need to read.
Absolutely. Yes, when I was learning this language, so I was also getting through the same thing. Sometimes it would be quite complicated thing to read a long text or getting through any kind of novel or something. But what we can do, we can take a very short paragraph and we can read it aloud.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what else we can do? When we are reading it, so we'll be getting through different sentence structures. Suppose if there is any sentence and they have used any modality or any kind of passive and something like that, or they have included any kind of conditional clause. So then we'll be learning about different sentence structures and how they have connected sentences by using different conjunctions. So we'll be
Yes.
not only we are going to develop our grammatical range, but also we are going to develop our grammatical accuracy, both accuracy and range, both. So these are some sort of
Yes.
benefits which we can acquire. It doesn't matter what you're reading, whether it's story or it's kind of article or newspaper, because our main motive is that to enhance our grammar, right? Consuming the
Yes.
content in English, right?
Yes.
So do you
Correct.
want to
Correct.
add something? Is there any other thing that we can try?
Other thing we can also do that, when we are free, when we have free time, so we can also talk about the daily habits of our, like, people who live around us. Because what I have faced, that people, what this what they face the difficulty, that they say that I'm not able to express myself in, like, I'm not able to talk about the people myself when I'm asked to talk about my habits and things. So what I suggest them, that when you are doing something, because if you have no spare time, so when you are doing something, start elaborating the stuff to yourself, the work you are doing right now. So in that way you don't bother about the partner. And you can also talk about your neighbors. In that way you will get good command over the talking about people, about their actions, their daily habits that they do. So for example, I can talk about my neighbor, like how she spends her day, what are the habits like she has, that I really like those habits. So in that way I can talk about her routine. So when we do such practices, so we start understanding the language, and we can also understand that how we can narrate, mm, how we can express daily routine. When it comes to talking about past habit, so you can talk about your past incidents, good incidents, bad incident that you have already faced. So what happened actually on that day, how did you go through that situation, how did you handle that. So what exactly happened, it's not about that elaborating it too long, you can even elaborate that in 5 or 6 lines. So that will also help you to get good command over this language. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, this is really great thing I would say, because when we are gonna speak more, so this is gonna allow you to
Yeah.
speak at length, which is gonna help you to enhance your fluency. At the same time, if you are focusing on the grammar, or one more thing that I'm gonna just gonna mention here, we can also go through FLT, a focus learning tracker, which means we can write down some sort of things. Maybe you are listening to any kind of podcast, okay? Or you're getting through any kind of video. If they have used any kind of sentence structure that you were using in an incorrect manner, right? So you can also
Yeah.
correct that particular thing. You can note down that thing. And I believe that when we write down something, so it would be better, right? We don't
Yeah,
forget that thing
definitely. Yeah.
easily, right? Because when I was
Yes.
studying, so I was having my personal diary, and whatever the mistake that I was making related to pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, I was just writing down in that diary itself. And again and again, I was coming across that diary. So it was helping me a lot. So what do you think about this kind of thing? Have you ever tried this kind of thing?
Yes, surely, Vikram. I even I maintain diary to this day. I love writing things, the new things whenever I come across, and I find that yes, this is the good thing that I can also implement in my speaking, because learning is a journey, is not some kind of goal that you can achieve in a 3 months, in 3 months or 4 months. Okay, it's a lifelong journey, because you every day you learn something new. So I also love to maintain the diary. I also write down the new words and the sentences, structure that I want to implement in my speaking part. And I always suggest my learners that try to maintain a diary, because when we use pen and paper, we are totally active. Attentively, we are writing the uses of the word and the example sentence as well. So that helps us to retain that in our memory for a long time. But when we take screenshots in our phone and when we just watch that, so we tend to forget things. But when we are writing, and there are possibilities that we will remember that word and that structures for a long period of time. So it's a really good habit. Maintaining diary, it's a really good habit, I must say.
Absolutely, yes. And one more thing that I just want to add
Yeah.
here, practicing dialogues, right? Where two people are practicing some sort
Yeah.
of dialogue, they're
Yes.
getting through the script and they are reading all the sentences, and then they are finding, okay, this sentence structure is completely different. I'm learning it for the first time, something like that. So practicing dialogues not only gonna help you in speaking, but also it is gonna help you to ameliorate your grammar as well. So here you are gonna kill two words with one stone. I believe that. And practicing dialogues and scripts, this is really an amazing learning way, I would say. Here, you'll be enjoying the learning process, and you can also go through some sort of role plays and all. So these are some sort of things that they can try. And do you want to give any message or any kind of thing to the audience that can benefit them about this?
Yes. Yes, I would like to say that whatever things that we have discovered, these techniques seem very simple, but really it is. These techniques are really effective. A learner should definitely try them and continue them, and you will definitely get the results. Reading out loud and having practicing storytelling every day, and if you don't know how to practice dialogues and all the things, so you can also watch some kind of what we call them, dramas. dramas on social media. These are available. Like I love to watch American drama, that is Friends. So there they practice dialogue, the way they speak, so that will help you a lot. And enjoy your journey. Just enjoy your journey. It is the fun of learning the language. That's all.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving such great message to the audience. And I believe that whatever the thing that you have shared, some sort of thing that I have shared, these things are going to help the learners to enhance their spoken English. And grammar plays a pivotal role as your fluency
Yeah.
important. Similarly, grammar is also important. But I'm not saying that you just need to dive into kind of long grammatical structures or something, but you should have the basic knowledge of the grammar. And if you are in the elementary stage of learning, so don't worry about the grammar. You can also try the indirect method of learning grammar. So it is going to make the process easier, and you'll be able to learn this language easily, and the process is going to be as simple as anything for the learner. So that's all for today, and I hope that we are going to come with some amazing topics in some upcoming sessions. Thank you, everybody.
Sure.